I'm going to plug my laptop in real quick.
Okay.
No problem. Take your time. You can see the screen. It's the OM.
Yes. Yep. I'm going to let Brian know that we're on just in case.
Okay, so this is a property that I found actually yesterday. It came up on Crexy, and it was also on LoopNet. And I had a really nice, probably 45-minute long conversation with the broker / owner. So he was filling me in on a couple of things. This is a neat little property. It's 16 units. They're asking 5.45, and it's waterfront. It's on the pier side of St. Petersburg South on what is it, 6th Street South. They're planning, if you look on here, it says projected income for dock slips. They're planning on building a dock with 16 slips. He thinks he can get $750 a slip per month, but I did a little research earlier today, and what I found out is it's more like $450, between $400 and $500. So I'm gonna put that in as additional income after we do a couple of things for the docks. The other thing is they have the permits for the dock. They've passed the city, and they're passing it on. I'm sorry, passed the state. So it's going to the city, and basically they're supposed to rubber stamp it because the state's already approved it. So anyway, so he's got projected $144,000 for annual income for dock slips. If he gets $750 for 16 slips times 12, and he thinks he's going to get that. It's more like 86,000 if you look at $450 a month. I looked up a website that dock slips rentals in St. Petersburg, and it's a pretty broad range. Some of them rent by the foot, and most of them are a flat fee per month, but it's right around between $400 and $500. But that's not built yet. So they have a bid in for the slips and the dock. For the dock, the slips is about $170,000, and they're estimating another $30,000 for the electricity and security cameras and all that other happy hoo-hoo that goes along with docks and things like that. So the estimated cost for the 16 slips and dock comes out to about $200,000. And they have a bid in actually from a viable contractor that does this kind of work, and that's good for. He says it's good for 2 years. So what we're going to do here when we go to the Deal Analyzer, I'm just going to switch screens. I'm going to open up the Deal Analyzer. Let's share this screen. Workstation. So we're going to offer on this one. We're going to, because I talked to him also, and when he said there has to be a 5 as the first number, so they're looking at 5 million. So we're going to offer 5.05 on this and this analyzing. That makes sense. And we're going to put that in, so that way the $200,000 will be part of the loan. We'll set our loan at 5.25, and that way that'll cover the cost of the dock and the slips as well. Oops.
And
so you guys can see
we don't have we don't have any estimated time on how long it takes to do the dock, do we? I'm sorry, did you answer that?
No, they said
already?
actually, they said that. I asked him that, and the answer was they can do it probably in about 3 or 4 months it takes to build.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
I mean, they just basically it's jamming in some pylons and putting the lumber in place or whatever they're going to use.
So is that something, Greg, is that something that they had to apply for, or was that something that was
Yes.
kind of like
Yeah.
grandfathered in with the property?
No,
So you
no,
had to
no,
apply
no. It
for
wasn't grandfathered at all. It's a brand new dock. I guess originally, okay, so the property, there was a dock there. Good question. There was a dock there, but it's not being grandfathered in. He purchased this property. Let's see what I think it was like, I'm going to say 5 years ago. And I think I wrote that down someplace. So, but the existing dock that was there from 1968, this property is originally constructed in 68. I don't know if the dock was there during the original construction or if there was a dock there with some boat slips before they built the property in 68. He says, but every remnant of the old dock is gone. So there is no grandfathering of a dock. So they did have to apply, and the state has approved the dock. So, like I said, it's just got to go to the city to be rubber stamped, according to him, anyway. So that's what he's telling me. So, like I say, we're going to offer 5. I'm going to put this right in here: 5250, because our loan is going to be this amount. Yep, 5,250,000. So the 200,000 in the loan here is going to be towards the dock, and where the purchase price is actually going to be 5,050,000. So he's also telling me his NOI. If we go back, I think it's here. Yep, his NOI is 252.79.
Yeah, we can't see that.
Yeah, I know. I'm showing you now.
That's
There,
okay.
right here, 2 seconds. I keep forgetting I have to hit that button up top.
I
But I
know.
have everything written down. Also, I just want to show you where I'm getting. So on LoopNet, there's beautiful pictures of this place. There's plenty of parking. I think there's 25 parking spots for 16 units. Let me go back over here. Oops, wrong place. Let me go back over here. Share this screen. So, I say 252.079. 2079. So remember, we're trying to get our debt service coverage up above 1.3, or right around 1.3. I think it's about 50%. Let's put in 50 here. See where that gets us. That's what I mean. His NOI is a little shady. It just doesn't hit me right for whatever reason. Oh, what am I doing? That's the interest rate. Let's change that. So let's just put 7. He's saying he has also a lender that'll do. That's good enough. Let's change this to 30 years. That'll raise us up a little bit more. We can go back
Ooh,
down.
a lot.
Yeah. Let's go back to 50 and see where that gets us.
So is this the lender that you've already talked to, or is this kind of what you're estimating where a lender will be at?
Well, our lender that we work with, he just told us last week in the State of the Union for lending, he said the lenders are actually looking at debt coverage ratios. They want to see above the 1.25. They're saying is right around, they want 3.0 to 3.5 now. So 50, let's say if we put 54% down at a 7, now the broker says he has a lender that he has been working with. And this guy's been around for a long time. He's an older guy. That they'll actually take his pro forma numbers plus the doc slip. He's taking all the pro forma numbers, and they'll lend on all of that, which is amazing. I've never heard of a lender doing that. But I don't know. Like you say, I don't know how much truth is involved in this, but like I said, these guys sound pretty trustworthy. So we'll move ahead. Okay, so this is just the preliminary stuff. We're buying multifamily.
Yeah, we can't see.
Oh, I did it again. Sorry. Thank you for the reminder.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on step 1 here, the lending. This is 3220 South 6th Street or 6th Street South. I always put that in wrong. It is. I did upload a file. That's what it looks like. Yeah, I'll go later on if we have some time. I'll go back into the OM and his actual OM and beautiful pictures of it. So this was 1968, 55 years old. This is the site area. I always get these backwards too. Okay, square footage. And I think the square footage on this one is 12,590. And he's on half an acre. Okay, we're on step 2. You can see step 2?
Yes.
Income?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So we're going to put in some rental the bedrooms. Now he's got a really cool mix here. He's got 13 1-in-1s. Oops. 1 bedroom, 13. And I'm going to use his pro forma rents just to see how this comes out, since he says that's what he's going to rent on. And these are all about 700 square feet. And the rent on these, he's actually getting $1,675 on his new leases. And he's got 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. And he's got 1, 2, 1.5. And this one is square footage on this one. 1,100.
Well, I was going to say.
And he's getting 1,800 for these 2. And it's the other 2-bedroom one. He's got 1 of, and he's getting, this is a little bit more square footage, I believe. Yeah, this one's 1,500 square feet. It's huge.
Wow.
I know, but he's getting 2,070 for this.
He could probably get more for that.
Oh yeah. But his ultimate goal here is to get everything, all the 1 bedrooms. Now, currently his 1 bedrooms range from $1,275 up to $1,675, but all of the leases come due next year in 2024, all different months scattered throughout the year. So by the end of next year, you should be able to get all the 1 bedrooms at $1,675.
And that's something also that you want. You want staggered lease agreements.
Yes,
so everything
absolutely.
doesn't come due at once.
Yep.
So his other income, he has a laundry, and he's making about $300 a month. So that's $3,600 a year. So the only thing I didn't do, I gotta grab my phone. Excuse me.
No, it's so funny. It's such a project, like to it's like a puzzle to take the properties apart and learn things and
Oh,
go
I'm
from
telling you. Well, I did
what
that
they say and what's true. And
I did that 56 unit one, and he gave us 2022 rent rolls and all of 2023 except for last month, September. So I had to kind of figure that all out, which was fun, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to actually take his doc number, his $450 a month. I'm not going to use what he gave me. I'm going to be a little conservative here. Sometimes, I mean, if he had proof he was getting that kind of money for his doc rentals. So what did I say? I was going to do 450 times 16 times 12. That's 80. It's 86.4. I'm just going to say 86 plus the 36. So does that get us 89? Let's just put 89 in here. That's his other income. He says he's 100% rented, but I'm just going to go 0.5. Small unit. It's only 16 units. And his expenses are kind of low too.
What does
Now,
that
remember
do
what I
to,
said?
Sorry, you go ahead.
No. What's your question?
In, putting a dock in 16 slips, what's that going to do to insurance? What do you think?
It's probably going to raise the insurance a little bit, but what we'll need to do is make sure everybody that has a boat there has some sort of insurance and they got proof of insurance. So I'm sure our insurance will go up a little bit more than what he's listed here for insurance. But all I can do right now is I mean, I could guesstimate, but what I know for sure is that his property tax. Now, remember, I don't know, Nolan, were you on last week or anytime when I was talking about property taxes? Because the price.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to go up, right, when you purchase it.
Right, because we're buying it at a higher price. So their property tax number is always going to be wrong. I can guarantee that, because they're going to give you what they're currently paying, and what they're currently paying is based on what they bought it on. So he bought this property in 2013 for $365,000.
Mm.
Like 16
Oh my
units.
gosh.
Well, he renovated it all. It's been completely renovated. Every unit they're beautiful units.
That's a nice chunk of change. Different.
Right. So and they want to sell it for $5 million. So now your property tax is based on $5 million or your purchase price. So there is a formula for that, and you take your purchase price times 80.80, divide that number by 1,000. I'm sorry, divide that number or times that number times the millage rate. Sorry about that. Let's do that again. Purchase price times 0.80 times the millage rate of the municipality, which I printed down all out, and I have it right here. And you divide that number by 1,000, and that's what your property tax is going to be. So at 5 million, let's just say 5.2. Right. 5.250. 5,250,000 times 0.80 is 4.2 million. And you divide times that by the millage rate, which is, this one's crazy, times it's 20.3. Damn, I got fat fingers today. 20.034 equals, divide that by 1,000. So our new tax number is $84,000, where his was $18,000.
Wow.
Huge difference. Well, he bought it for $365.
Right.
So
now, do you
That-
find
that-
that calculation to be more? So I was actually doing this today. Pinellas has, I'm sure other counties do too, but Pinellas has a calculator for taxes when you
Yes.
acquire a property. Do you find
Yes.
that to be as accurate as that calculation, or should you do the calculation instead?
Well, the only thing I've never done both at the same time. So, and we got that formula right from our lender. So the only way to prove that, Nolan, would be to use their tax calculator and then use our formula and see how it comes out. It's going to be close. I mean, the toughest part is getting the millage rate.
Yeah.
So that the tax calculator, depending on your whatever municipality you're in, will automatically factor in that millage rate. I mean, we're going to get close. So this one's going to be 84, 134. I'm not going to put it in cents in. But I mean, that's 20% of your income right there.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's wild.
Yeah, I wish it was at 18,000. Insurance, he's got 17,572. We know that's going to go up, but
That's going to go up.
Mm-hmm.
his electricity, we break out electricity separately, is 16. So everybody's metered separately on electric. So this is just the common electric areas that we're paying for annual. That's why that number's so low. What I got water, sewer, and trash, 9708. I'm just gonna put that all under water and sewer. What's that?
Owner pays water, sewer, and trash.
Yes.
All right, so that might be nice to get a rubs in there for that.
Yes. He also has lawn care, and he has a laundry on site that he has a laundry on site that he rents the machines, but they still cash flow. So he's doing about we talked about that earlier. He's doing about $300 a month with $3,600.
100, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. So let me, but yeah, we have to list that because he's paying rent on those machines. It's not a lot. It's only 8. Oops. And what was the other one? Lawn care. I'm sure there's some other expenses he has here that are not listed because this is really low.
What about maintenance?
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't list any of that. You know, that's and that all comes out in the frame. It all comes out in the wash. So the forensic audit will wash that all out.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a preliminary underwriting, and we'll dive into it once we get an LOI. So he sees only 27%, and that's with the higher property tax. And I would assume the property tax will increase with the dock as well, since it's going to be part of the property. So we'll see how that goes. So let me make sure I got everything. A property tax, trash, water, yep. Okay, I got everything there.
What about adding in reserves? 5% reserves. Do you ever do that?
I could do that. But on the expense, on the annual expense number, take 5% of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Because you always have to have reserves.
True. And they always, I don't know why a lot of like the guy today, the guy with the 56 units, he listed the reserves, but this guy, for whatever reason, doesn't. I think, well, obviously he owns it outright too.
Mm-hmm.
So 117. Sorry. Yep. 117. 580. So that'd be another 23,000.
Do you
Hello?
Do you take into account, like at this stage, the preliminary underwriting? Would you take into account like age of the roof, age of the AC, like big capex expenses, or is that
If they're listed on the OM? So let's go back to the OM. He doesn't list anything like that. You guys can see it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. There's nothing listed for capex. So I said this is like it's so preliminary that it'll come out in the forensic audit when we really dive into the books and say, hey, what's going on? Where's your capex? Like I said, the whole place has been renovated. I don't know when the roof was done though. And he doesn't.
Oh, what kind of air conditioners?
You're killing
Are
me.
they window?
I think it's central.
Okay.
I wonder if it's in a flood zone.
No. Now he said with the last storm that came through, that Adela, that we had there was a full moon and a high tide, and there was absolutely no water on the property at all. And I don't think they're in even listed in a flood zone, even though they're on the water. But good question. I'm just trying to see. Let's share this screen. So here's the write-up on LoopNet. I'm looking for flood zone. I mean, I could always look it up on the MLS too to see.
Mhm.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
32206.
And here's his unit mix. You see where it is too. It's in a great spot. This harbor, he's got direct access right to Tampa Bay and to the Gulf of Mexico. Right here. I believe that's the Skyway Bridge. Yes, it is. So I mean, you can get. I mean, they sail tankers and cruise ships through here, so no problem with any big boat coming out of here and under this bridge. You got the baseball stadium. You got the baseball stadium right here. At the pier right here. I mean, it's a beautiful location. Plus, it's adjacent to a park. He's telling me, and zoning code, neighborhood. This might be where you might be able to find some information. Nope.
No, you have to go to the tax record probably.
I can go to the MLS and find out too. All right, let's go back to work. All right, so we added the 5% reserve to bring that a little bit higher. Generally, I said this number is usually between 45 and 50%, unless the properties really run well. So right now, I mean, he's saying it's trading at a 7 cap. The highest I could get it was 6.9. He said it's like almost like 7.5. But if we got this even up to here, that's less. It's only valued at 4.7. They said they wanted at least 5.
It's AE, by the way.
It is AE. Okay. Thank you. Trying to get it where it's probably here. Yeah, close enough. So right now it's trading at a 5.25. The way I got it, and I know why, because I didn't take I changed his slip numbers. He was saying it was $144,000.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get 750, and we can go back in and change that too, and see what it looks like from there. Do this. So, look, we can change this now. We can go a little bit less. See if we change this to 50%. The numbers we put in. Yeah. So at 50% down, which really isn't a big deal. At 7%, our debt coverage ratio is 1.32. Go over here and see. The cash on cash return's a little low. We like to see that closer to 4, but the cap rate's it's trading at a 5.
Did he say what his interest rate was? What the loan guy told him, or just said he would underwrite it?
He said 6.5, and he would take all of his. He would take all of his pro forma numbers. But I want to do one thing here. I want to try something to see if I can get this cap rate up. Is this where I want to be? No, that's that. I want to be here. Non expenses, property income. Let's do this. Let's change the other income. Let's take his number and go 144 plus the 3, so that'd be 147. And let's see where that goes. See, I got the cap rate up to 6.3.
Yeah.
Multiplier. Yeah, look how nice the cash on cash looks. So if you can get higher than 450 for your slips and shop around and get. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
My question would be the slips are obviously reserved for the tenants. Is that correct?
No. See, originally I thought that, and when I spoke with Brian today, because we were discussing the slip rent. So, and the reason that's why I went in and shopped the slip rent in St. Petersburg. What Brian was thinking is, yes, some of the tenants that live there might have boats, but then you own the property. It's your property. You can rent those slips to whoever. So people could bring their boats in from around the neighborhood, and you could rent them to outside people. You just draw up a separate lease.
Well, that's what I was thinking, right? Like, because if those are only reserved for the tenants, that like entirely changes your tenant base. So then you're almost like banking on the folks that you're renting to also like want to rent there because they can rent a boat slip, So
Right.
if that's not the case, then I guess you have a chance of maximizing that.
Right. You're changing your prospect tenant a little bit, and you're actually the way we were thinking about it is you're kind of changing your prospect tenant, because how many people are going to rent an apartment and rent a boat slip? Because now their rent has gone up. It went from $16.75 to what, 23 and change?
Yep.
Adding the boat slip in. So that's quite a bit. So he was thinking whatever slips you don't rent to your tenants, absolutely rent them out to the general public then. 1-year leases or whatever to the general public. So that's an interesting point, and it's another way to look at it, which I thought was fantastic. So that also raises NOI from 252 to 333, almost 334 by using his numbers. I honestly don't think you're going to get 750 unless these slips are going to be for enormous boats. Because I was, like I said, between $450 and $500, or $400 and $500, I should say, was the number for that. That's something we can talk to him about in the future.
I wonder if you could, like your Airbnb, like if you can Airbnb a boat slip, for people that are just coming in.
Yeah, you can have one. Yeah, if you can rent it for on an annual basis, I would rather do that than do it like a short term. But I see what you're saying, and it's another way to look at it.
That'd be a little higher, higher income.
Yeah, and it dropped. Look, it dropped his percentage, his expense way down too. It dropped it from 38 down to 29.
Hey, one other thing.
Numbers. Yeah.
When we do the due diligence on it, would be to find out if we could put things on the roof to rent roof space, like we're doing with our building.
It's only a 2-story, so I don't think they're going to have the.
Oh, it's not tall enough.
Yeah, that's why they like our building so much, because we're 5 stories, and they don't build 5 stories anymore. Let me see if I can find the pictures of this place too over here.
No, and Greg just negotiated with Dish for our building a 25-year contract at $3,600 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, now you think about it all the time, what's additional income you could bring into any building. So yeah, nice chunk of change.
Where are the pictures?
That's interesting.
Yeah, we already leased to who do we lease to already?
Verizon, and I was going to say Nextel, but yes, I think it's Sprint.
So you're saying you're saying that Dish or these companies want a building that's a certain height because they can install.
Yeah, like where our building is almost as high as Tropicana Field. I can see Tropicana Field right from my window. We're on the 4th floor. Once you get up to the 5th floor, which is obviously 10 feet higher, you can see Tropicana Field. So they have cell towers on Tropicana Field, and they have it on 2 other buildings to the north. So we're going to be in the middle, so they'll get the east and west exposure. Plus, they'll be able to talk to those other 2 antennas. So which gives their reach, their circumference, their circumference of coverage, what they need to cover the whole area. That's why they love this building so much. That's what they originally offered us, $1,800 a month. So we talked to our lawyer, and they said they definitely lowballed you. The norm is like $2,600 a month. So I shot right up to $3,000, and they didn't even blink. I wanted to kick myself. I said I should have said 35. But I was very happy with 3, because across 10 years, it's $3,000 a month, but every year we get a 2% bump. So for across 10 years, it's almost $400,000. That goes. I mean, it's just money in our pockets.
Yeah, it's not like you're paying for the install or removing it.
Nope, we don't pay. We don't pay for anything. Anything that was in their way, they already took down. They already have. We have space up there that other places used that are vacated now, so they're going to reuse those platforms. So it's like they're saving a lot of money by coming here and using stuff that's already there.
That's just a really cool value add.
Yeah, can you guys see these pictures? Am I on?
No, we're on.
Sorry,
we're on release date. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the pictures of this place is gorgeous. Here it is, down here in this harbor. Here's the building right here. So I mean, the roof does look a little worn in the middle here, but
yeah, I remember seeing this listing. This has been on for a little bit, right?
It was on Crexy, and he took it off of Crexy and put it onto LoopNet. LoopNet is usually a place where they go to die. But so here's the where they're going to put the slips right in here.
Doesn't look too deep.
Look, hey, they got shuffleboard.
Oh,
they'll dredge it. They'll make it deeper.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So it is central air.
And the parking lot looks good too.
There's 25 parking spaces for the 16 units. I
know, but the pavement looks all nice. That looks freshly done.
Yes, and it's fenced off too. Look at that security fence.
And low,
and in the back too.
Low lawn maintenance. There's not much yard maintenance.
Yeah, that's why the lawn care was only $1,600, almost $1,700 a year.
Yeah.
So yes. So you got a little sitting area, a place to cord your what do they call those? The things you stand up on, paddle boards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any grilling station?
There is.
Spot anywhere?
I believe there is. It's actually.
Oh, these are nice.
It's actually over here someplace.
Oh, okay.
We might have missed it, but yeah, there is a grilling spot.
Okay.
I mean, these are gorgeous. Of course, they're gray. Karen's favorite color.
I don't do gray.
They got granite countertops. It's not faux granite; it's real granite.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
it almost looks. Nice. It almost looks like Jason Schaller's work, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a little bit. Yep. So
there's a couple different floor plans, but they're all about 700 square feet. Nice deep sink, overhead.
Yeah, nice. Oh, look at the faucet.
Yeah.
Nice faucet, a pot filling faucet.
Yeah. And deep single sink, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the double sinks in Florida.
No, the bathroom look kind of basic.
Yeah, I mean, it's new. That's the nice part about it. It's all redone, so they're beautiful.
Oh, that one looks nicer.
This one,
nice closet. Yeah, that one looks nicer than the other one.
It looks like newer. Yes, they have newer windows, the double pane windows. I remember seeing. You see what he's saying? He's trading at though 7.96, almost 8.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's coming up with that number. If I lowered the tax down to his number.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I have to use all of his pro forma numbers. And you can't do that. I mean, that's ridiculous. But if his lender's going to lend on it, I mean, they're nice apartments.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's laid on a diagonal too, the tile.
Ah,
That
that's an
costs money.
upgrade.
That's an
Yeah.
upgrade, baby. You pay extra for that kind of action. Nolan, do you have any other questions or any questions? Didn't say any other. No, back to the beginning.
All right, let's finish. Did we finish the underwriting? Did we go through it all?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty squared away.
Have you been playing at all with the underwriting tool?
I have. Yeah.
All right, cool.
I used it a few times. I
Wanna
think
see
the first
something.
time I used it, I messed up pretty badly, and the numbers were pretty out of whack. But actually, I do have a question. So,
Okay.
when you're going into these properties, right? If it's a 16 unit or a 30 unit, or right, and the idea is to go ahead and raise the rent. My guess is you probably want to be going in there and adding some value first, right? Before you go to all the tenants and say, and I know Karen, you had mentioned it's good that they're scattered, right? So you can kind of they don't all come due at once.
Right.
But you don't want to just take over a property and say, hey guys, your rent's going up from whatever it is, $1,000 to $1,400 a month. My guess is you want to do some landscaping, do some things that are gonna, hey, I'm adding value, guys. Like this is part of the reason why I'm going ahead and raising rent.
So what we did in Umatilla is exactly that. We upgraded a couple of apartments. We put a fake backsplash up, a peel and stick backsplash up. Now, this is an older building that was originally built in 1920. So, and it was 2 stories. It had 11 rental units and 3 commercial units. It was a mixed use. Had a restaurant. It had a custodial place and a barbershop. Those were our commercial, and everything else was residential. So what we did was, when we told everybody basically, hey, we introduced ourselves, and everybody's worried the rent was going to go up, and of course it's going to. But a couple of places were empty, so what we did is we schnazzed them up a little bit, and we pushed the rent immediately, because we had that one. It was just a 1-in-1, beautiful 1-in-1 though, big high, and everything upstairs had big high ceilings too. It was 9-foot ceilings, so, and hardwood floors. So we put the fake backsplash up. We changed the light, the lantern over the sink, and put a nice modern light fixture there. What else? We didn't do too much more. We did a little cleanup, some paint, and off we went. Staged it nice, and that one was going to rent for, was it $635 originally, and we pushed it to $850. And
the couple didn't even like bat an eye. Okay.
It was a young couple.
And we were like,
bam, came right in. And all we did was we cleaned very minimal landscaping. We made sure we went in and cleaned it all. We changed, gave everybody new door locks and real basic stuff. Did we lose you, Nolan?
No, I'm here. I'm
okay.
I was muted for a little bit.
That's fine. Real basic stuff. So yeah, to your point, yes, you want to do some minor things, and once their lease is up, at 30 days, or you want to be nice, give them 45 days. Hey, listen, here's your lease renewal. This is what your new rent's going to be.
Right.
That way, if they're not going to stay, you have time to shop their place.
We had one guy that was in 5 and change. I think it was 565, and we were bringing it up to like 8.
Yeah, we brought that one up to 8 also.
He was upset, but it was like, this is market rent, and this is how we feed our family. Like, this is a business, I'm sorry. So
that's the sucky part of it. Yeah, you're kind of getting, because the building had an insect problem because of one tenant, but it infested the whole place. We made sure we started bringing pest control in every month. Actually, he came in the first month. He came in twice that month, and then after that, it was a once a month maintenance. And you go in with them and you make sure everything is everything, and you look over the apartment while you're there. Most of the time, people are at home. Yeah, every month we were there looking over the place. And if it was something that was out of whack, we just approached them and say, hey, listen, you need to, you give them the old 7 days to cure. And by the time you're there, the next time around, everything's done. Or they'll take pictures and send them to you. But again, to your point, you want to do some minor stuff. Wait for that lease to come up and say, this is what it's going to be.
Right.
And one of the other things Brian always did was around the holidays, whether he gave wreaths out at the doors, gave a gift card for Christmas, something that you let the tenants know that you value them, that they mean something to you. They're not just a paycheck.
Yeah.
He always believed in that. And then one of the other little things that we did, I made a little gift with a soap bottle, 2 dish towels, and a wooden spoon, and it was all wrapped with a ribbon, and that was always on the counter for the new tenant.
Just it was like $4 for the dollar store.
Yeah.
But it made them feel welcome, and they liked living there.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
So they couldn't.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep. They couldn't believe the change. We got so many compliments at how much better the building looked, how much better it was being run, how much happier the tenants were. And that was just being attentive.
Plus, we had cleaning people come in once a month and clean the common areas because the other landlord wasn't doing it at all. Right. And he didn't care. He was a slumlord. He was just, his rents were low for a reason because those are the people he thought could afford. He didn't want to do anything to the place. And as soon as we started sprucing it up, people didn't even bat an eye at the higher rents.
Nope.
Yeah, I had a similar situation with the last property I did, and really there was only, I don't know, half the tenants were pretty bad, but there was one that was very bad and was kind of causing a whole bunch of code violations on the property.
Oh, yeah, we had that too.
Yeah, and so the neighbors were complaining, and the code enforcement officer was calling me every day. So yeah, we ended up, having to get her out of there, and she was also like extremely messy. So once we got her out of there, there was roaches and everything, and so we treated the unit, and then it ran out to all the other units, and then we had to treat those units, and then they came back, and so it was a whole thing. But I think with any property, right? I don't know. I mean, you're gonna have some you're gonna have some pushback from somebody, right? I mean, once you start doing the numbers, it's
the one that emptied, the people left. And we went in to go clean it up, and we went to go move the mattress, and the bugs just went. Whoosh. It was
they were kind enough to leave a tray of fish sticks in the oven too.
Yeah, it's just people are just amazing. I mean, when we would go in for maintenance, for the pest control, I would want to clean people's apartments. It would freak me out. It was like, just let me just clean it up just a little bit, and they'll come home and it'll look nice. But obviously you cannot do that. But it was like, what is it? Good.
Real quick, I want to just point something out. What I did is I went back into the expenses and I changed the property tax to his number, and look where the cap rate went. It went to 7.6. Oh, sorry. Darn it. I apologize for that. The cap rate went to 7.6.
Oh, yeah.
That's with his insurance number and most of his pro forma numbers. So that's how he's getting 7.9. He's really pushing it top end.
He's painting a pretty picture for sure.
Yeah.
Which they're very good at.
Yeah. So remember, Nolan, if you're going to send this to anybody, you click on this and it says copy. This little link.
Yep.
And then you can, you go send an email to whoever you're going to send it to. You send it to yourself, so you have all the numbers.
And have you downloaded any reports to see how nice they come out with the picture and everything?
Yeah. I had one downloaded.
Yeah. Comes out really nice.
It sort of comes out looking like it's really pretty.
Yep. You can go in on this page and change anything.
Your senior underwriter will love you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at that. We almost took up the whole hour.
Yeah, I know.
This is a nice, unfortunately, it's a nice property. It's overpriced a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, but they're not going to take less than 5. So it is what it is.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is the guy. He says, hey, we'll entertain any number, but he says it's got to start with a 5. So that's just what we can pull out of here. Well, because it's with the location and it's on the water. According to him, this is the only one that has. There's one other one in St. Petersburg that has waterfront property, and he's one of them. And there's one other one in St. Pete Beach. But it is what it is. So, hey, Nolan, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yes. Okay.
And feel free to reach out anytime.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You have both of our contacts.
I definitely have Karen's contact. I don't believe I have yours.
All right, let me stop sharing here.
Yeah, I'll throw it in the chat.
Okay. It's easy. Greg at brpedu.com.
Okay.
We're all BRP EDUs.
Nice.
Yep. So, all right.
And let's stop recording also.